I am on the rise. I was told only the strong survive.
And the Packers have hung on to win.
Without wings, I was born to fly. Get your game face on.
The runner possessed the ball and broke the plane. Therefore, it is a touchdown.
49ers lose.
Get your game face on, cause I'm coming to play, boy. Get your game face on. Get your game face on, cause I'm coming to play, boy.
Oh, yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for Steven's A-List. I got my man Marcus Spears in the house ready to judge me with his cowboy loving stuff. Max, by the way, that jacket, it looks like it's a bit tight there on the side, bro. Eating a little bit too much. And Molly Karen Rose, this Steven's A-List is dedicated to you. Are you ready for this? We're going to number 5 on the list. Steven's A-List, the top 5 teams in the NFL this week. Give me number 5. The Seahawks. Why? Here's why. Because the Seattle Seahawks definitely won. They beat up on the Carolina Panthers just the other day. They're the number 1 seed in the NFC. Russell Wilson is still a league MVP candidate. Top 2. We can't ignore the fact that they're winning football games. Let's go to number 4 on the list. Give it to me. The 49ers. Give it to me right now. Why? Because guess what? They're still winning. They're still winning the game.
I'm a computer when I do it at
That's
least.
right. Listen, without question. Here's the deal. The 49ers might have lost that game to Atlanta, but they're still an elite team. Jimmy G is playing well. Debo Samuel, the whole crew, we got all of that. Let's go to number 3 and let's give it to me right here. The Chiefs. Why? Because here's why.
How about them Cowboys?
There we go. Patrick Mahomes is on the roll.
Steve.
Excuse me, don't disrupt my rhythm right now, Molly. Here's the deal. Patrick Mahomes is balling. Tyreek Hill is balling. Travis Kelce is balling. And oh, by the way, the Kansas City Chiefs, their defense has actually gotten significantly better over the last few weeks. I can't ignore that, but they ain't a top 2 team. Let's go to number 2 on the list. The Saints. Why?
Oh,
because here's why. You saw
you.
what Drew Brees did last night. You see what Michael Thomas is doing. Jared Cook eventually will be back. Oh, by the way, Alvin Kamara struggling without Mr. Ingram himself. He'll be all right come playoff time. They're a number 2 seed. They get home field advantage. Look the hell out. I got to put them as a top 2 team. Let's go to number 1 on the list. The Baltimore Ravens. We know what time it is. Why? Because we see Lamar Jackson. We see what he's doing. We see the impact that he's had on the rest of the team. Apologies to that bad man, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers might be top 5, but the Packers are not. That's my top 5 list. And I just told you why.
Don't let me upgrade your list. Very
that's
disrespectful.
That's a good list. The only thing I'll say about the Niners is this. I know they've lost 3 games. Each time it was on the last-minute drive where the defense didn't hold. And right now their defense, like half the starters aren't playing. Like you're up against Julio Jones, you might want Richard Sherman. And Richard Sherman's optimistic about his hamstring and all those things. So I would say Niners at full strength should be higher, but otherwise that's a good
Marcus,
list.
what did he get wrong? Because he always messes
At full
something
strength,
up.
though, Max. At full strength.
Yeah, and it's fluid.
No,
I don't know if you know, this list is fluid.
Fluid. Way to protect yourself.
Oh, and Max, I would move the Niners past the Chiefs, but I don't have a problem. I like the list a lot, actually. I mean, it's and also you could make a case for Seattle being ahead of the Chiefs and the 49ers. They did beat San Francisco, but I like number 2. Number 2 done creep back into that conversation, man.
That's right.
I like 2.
I want to say this.
Fresh in your
I
mind after last
want to say
night.
something very important to my man Marcus Spears. I want to say something very important to my man from Marcus Spears. Thank you for agreeing with me.
My man. My man.
He's glad you asked.
This is my version of thank you for asking.
Why no New England? They left a stale taste in your mouth?
No. We just look at their team collectively in all seriousness, Molly. When you look at their offense, it's just not impressive. And to me, they had a bye week because they were going against the Bengals. Not to mention the fact that we're feeding off of all the controversy surrounding them because of the latest video situation.
They were 10-10 with the Bengals in that game until they took off, and who knows what kind of tape they had on.
That's right.
Yeah. Let me ask you guys this, though. Marcus, in all seriousness, the Saints obviously played last night. Drew Brees dominated past Peyton Manning passing touchdown record. Should they be the favorites right now in the NFC?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah.
Yes, they should argument for Russell Wilson as well, but Drew Brees surrounded by what he's surrounded with, right now you would take that team and the offensive. Cook was killing the 49ers. and he went out
with Gronk and the
I'll
crew.
give you
That
one
would be
caveat.
that. With this,
One caveat.
even if Jimmy G was in the
If
Super
it was
Bowl.
Brady
Nope.
and Jimmy G
No.
and Shanahan,
No.
come
That's
on.
like a little pet
Shanahan rematch with Belichick and
Real
Real
quick,
quick,
because their
real
offense is
Real
that bad
quick,
this
it's
year.
two
That's the only
monsters.
reason.
It's two monsters that teams may not want to see if they get their stuff together. Buffalo Bills
Yes.
and the Dallas Cowboys. Be
False.
careful
False.
if you draw.
False.
No, Cowboys,
False.
no.
Get the hell
What
off the
about
show.
the
Get the hell off the show right now.
Marcus?
Get that
Cowboys.
security.
The
Get him off the show.
The Packers
Get
know
your-
a
Oh,
lot.
they
Get your
matched
feet off the
nicely,
show,
Marcus.
man. Don't you dare do that on the
Marcus,
show.
your
Don't
mic.
you dare.
He got the outside
No way.
leverage on you.
Everyone's
No,
off
please.
the rails.
Forward to this all week long. A slimmed down Swagoo.
We got to get a new thing, man. I'm
Ready
starting
to
to look
go?
like a sex symbol.
I was just going to say exactly that. Anyway, here we go. Swagoo says we'll play you what someone else had to say, and then Swagoo will interpret it for you. First up, the Browns have been a huge disappointment this year, and Kareem Hunt questioned the team's effort this past Sunday against the Cardinals. Here's what he said.
I feel like there was some players that everybody didn't leave it. They 110% out there through the whole play, through the whole whistle. And we all got to do that if we want to be successful.
All right, so that's what he says. What does Swagoo say?
First of all, there's no such thing as 110%, Kareem. Here's the thing, though. You just told on everybody. Kareem Hunt, you're a snitch. That's what happened. Like, I know you weren't trying to be, but it's like when you watch this show called First 48 and they get you in the room and then the investigator tell you, hey, we're going to give you life and charge you with this crime if you don't tell us who did it. Kareem Hunt, you eventually folded. You told on everybody. And guess what's going to happen now? Everybody going to get fired. And everybody going to try to give 110%, which can't happen, but they better give 100% some damn where else because it ain't happening in Cleveland no more. Appreciate you, Ring.
Very well done. Next up are the Dallas Cowboys, Swagoo's former team. They blew out the Rams, a much-needed win. They get back to 500, and Jerry Jones says the win came at the right time.
Just what the doctor ordered to get you out of the whatever you're in. This one was richly deserved and came along at a good time for us.
All right, that's what Jerry says. What does Swagoo say?
Gee, this is why I love what we do when we do Swagoo Says. Just what the doctor ordered. And you know what it reminds me of, G? It reminds me of those commercials that fix one thing, but your left arm falls off and your right toe falls off. And you may end up dying in your sleep. Your heart may quit, but you know what you won't have anymore? A sore throat. So, Jerry, I know what you're saying and I know what you're getting at. The problem is the side effects. Did you treat the symptoms or did you treat the root? I'm pretty sure you treated the symptoms. Next week, when everybody's arms fall off and you lose to the Eagles by some chance, we gonna know that that medicine wasn't good for you. It was just treating the symptom.
Okay, that was exceptional. One more. A freelance videographer.
Oh, my goodness.
Hired by the Patriots was caught taping a tight shot of the Bengals sideline and was questioned by Bengals security. Here's how it went down.
That's not the field.
That's why you would think you could take that.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sorry. But I can delete this right here for you.
Damage is done, my friend.
No, it isn't, because we deleted it.
All right, that's what he said. What does Swagoo say?
What you just heard was sheer fear. This is what happens when kids get caught doing something by their parents. And all this guy is thinking is, Bill Belichick gonna kill me, man. I was not supposed to get caught. I was supposed to be a secret operative getting footage of my cheating team, and I got caught. I don't know what to do. I can't even do this job right. I got fired from the last job for videoing something I should have been videoing, and now I get caught in a stadium, coincidentally, in the stadium where the people are highly secured, and I get caught doing it. Bill Belichick gonna kill me.
That is that, ladies and gentlemen, as Swagoo says.
Gee, I can erase it.
Was my favorite one. Yes, if anyone has a problem with it, we can delete it right now. It won't be a problem. All right, well done. But I need you for this conversation, too. Let's move on. Urban Meyer. He watched Washington at FedEx Field on Sunday. He has no shortage of connections to that team. Among them, Alex Smith was his quarterback at Utah. They went 12-0, won the Fiesta Bowl. And then there was Myers' last college quarterback, which was Dwayne Haskins. He's the franchise's starter now, set Big Ten single-season records in passing yards and touchdowns last year. And then Haskins' top target this year is Terry McLaurin. who also played under Meyer at Ohio State. He led all Buckeyes with 20 yards per reception last year. All these connections were on full display as Meyer and Alex Smith watched the team fall short against the Eagles this Sunday from owner Dan Snyder's box. And so I want to start with our information man extraordinaire, Dan Graziano, because just the very sight of him sitting there, of course, is going to set the internet abuzz. What can you tell us about the possibilities involving Urban and Washington?
Look, I think it's remote. I think he's out there as a factor now with a couple weeks to go before this coaching carousel starts to spin, and we've heard him connected in Dallas via different conversations there if they decide to move on from Jason Garrett. But the connections in Washington, he coached Alex Smith at Utah. I mean, like, the connections run deep. But I think it would be surprising at this point if that's the way Washington went. But he's definitely at least trying to make sure that he's a factor in these conversations that teams
If I
have.
broadened it from Washington and just made it an NFL coaching job, what are you hearing from people about that possibility?
I think there are teams that are interested in talking to him to find out whether he's interested, what it would